Hello, dear leader. My name is Samuel Eyim, Chief Leadership Coach at the Center for Transformational Leadership in Africa, CTL Africa, and I have an important invitation for you. Why are some nations developed and thriving, while others are underdeveloped and struggling? Why are some businesses flourishing and others languishing? Why are some churches growing and others dying? These are important questions for leaders. So are you a leader? At what level are you leading? What impact are you making? What is your understanding and concept of leadership? The way you think about leadership is the way you do leadership. And as John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the cause, all others are the effect. So, at the Center for Transformational Leadership, we've created this program to help you transform your understanding of leadership. This program is going to be based on John C. Maxwell's book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. As a John C. Maxwell certified coach, I'm going to walk you through these laws, and we're going to give you exercises and activities around these laws to help install a new transforming concept of leadership for you. This will change the way you do leadership completely. So I invite you to check our website and our social media pages and to register for the Leadership Mindset and Asset program. This program is on 2 levels. The first level is understanding the laws of leadership, where we are going to walk you through the laws of leadership in 3 to 5 days. And this will give you the foundations of leadership. The second level is walking the laws of leadership. Here, we'll take you through a 15-week journey through the laws of leadership. Every week, you will have opportunity to study one law, apply the law throughout the week, meditate upon it, do the exercises, and regroup with other like-minded people who are learning the laws of leadership, exchange ideas, and share your lessons. So do not miss this opportunity. Register now for the Leadership Mindset and Asset program. Hi dear friend, my name is Samuel Eyim and I'm the CEO for the Center for Transformational Leadership, and I'm bringing to you the growth journey. We've set aside 15 weeks of growth to help you to be intentional about your growth. Where do you want to reach in your leadership? Which area of your life do you want to grow in? Growth doesn't just happen. It has to be intentional. So in these 15 weeks, we're going to have a special coaching sessions with you to be able to grow to where you want to grow. And to be able to grow yourself, you need to know yourself. A lot of us are not achieving the maximum we can achieve because we have not invested in our personal growth. We're going to help you in all and more within these 15 weeks. Every week we'll have a session with you. This program is limited to only 15 people. We're going to have 15 people for 15 weeks, and we're going to learn 15 great growth lessons on this journey. So make a date with us and see you on the growth journey.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Leadership Platform. My name is Samuel Ayim, and I'm excited because it's a Saturday evening, and I know, and you know why I'm excited, because this is my favorite time of the week when I get the opportunity and the privilege to host the Leadership Platform, to host amazing speakers and leaders, and more importantly, to have all of you who are learning to grow, to join, to share your insights, to share your questions, and to help all of us here to grow together. So welcome to the Leadership Platform. My team and I are excited to be with you. Sarah is on the line, Kofi is on the line, Vivian is on the line, Richmond is on the line. They're all working behind the scenes to make this program very beneficial for everybody. And we have people joining all over the world. So we want to welcome all of you. Please go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us your name and where you are joining from. And we'll be more than happy to announce you to the whole world. Yes, we know that there's so many people who join, but who prefer to stay behind the curtains, and when we meet them they say, oh, we enjoy your program, I'm always on your platform. And so, but we want the people to know who is on the platform. So please just get onto it and let us know you are here. All right, I see already William Darfur. William, always the first to be here from Tema. William, thank you so much. We may have to give you an award for your enthusiasm and your desire to learn and grow. Thank you so much, William, for joining. Please share this to your friends, your family members, your colleagues, your bosses, your subordinates. Let them all come around. This is an important subject we are going to learn. I see Ewuntoma David also connected. He says it's a privilege joining this big family once again. More grace joining from Busunu. Is it Busunu? Busunu? Yeah. Where's Busunu now? All right. So thank you so much in the Savannah region. Thank you so much, Ewuntoma. I used to have a classmate called George Ewuntoma. If you're related to George, please drop me his contact so I can reach him. All right. We have also Gilbert at Inquetia. Gilbert is here, joining from Inquetia. I have Edubia Eyisi from Accra. Edubia, you are very welcome. Nicole Nupel is here, joining. He says first time from Germany. Wow, thank you so much. We have to start speaking some German here. Makafu is here from Ho. Thank you so much. I have Patience Antonio. Patience, you are welcome from East Legon Hills. All right. So many people joining at this moment. Please let's know where you are joining from. Amwaku Kwesia Sare, my classmate, is here. Hey, Big Boss, welcome to the Leadership Platform. Thank you so much. Are you back to Italy? Thank you. All right. So we would not waste too much time. We want to thank all of you for joining. We have an exciting time this evening, and I have one of my favorite speakers. She's my mentor, who is coaching me to be a better speaker as a Toastmaster. Today, speaking to us. This is not the first time. She's come on this platform several times to share with us lessons on financial management, because that is what she does best. But to be able to become an independent financial consultant to support wealth management, advising individuals, families, and groups and institutions to become a distinguished Toastmaster, and that's a very high honor in Toastmasters, she must have something about networking. You cannot ask people to give you your money, their money just like that by waking up and just going to collect people's money to manage for them. And that's why we are inviting her to this platform, because she has what it takes to speak to us on the subject of networking for growth, because she herself has applied the principles she's going to teach us. She's used it. She's grown amazingly for her young age. I won't tell you her age, but I'll invite you to her birthday party if you are nice with me. All right. She's currently the chair of the chair of the board of Persiwa PLC, which is a business service provider for SME in Africa and is listed on the Ghana Alternative Market of the Ghana Stock Exchange. Before this, she was actually founder and CEO of an asset management or fund management company called Octane DC, and she ran this company successfully for years until she decided to move on and do other things. So there's so much about our speaker this evening. So if I spend all the time, I think we won't have opportunity to listen to her. But go to our website and read more about our speaker. She's not only a practitioner, but she's also learned. And so she's a doctor of books, Dr. Susie Pupulampu. It is my honor and privilege to introduce my friend, my mentor to the leadership platform to share with us the subject of networking, because this is so key. As we shared, your network is your network. But the question is, how do you do it? Some of us are intimidated seeing people. We cannot even move out. So how do you network when you need to meet people so that you can grow? There's so many challenges, issues, strategies, and that is what Susie, my friend, is going to help us break it down for us. So, Doc, you are welcome to the leadership platform. We are all excited to have you.
Thank you very kindly, Sam.
Yes, but before you start speaking to us, I know you will share some of your story, but tell us briefly. We have had a series on women leadership on the platform, and we've had amazing women. Tell us briefly how you grew up and how you became such a wonderful woman leader in business. Just briefly, so we will just speak into how you were naughty when you were young and things like that. Just something small.
Sam, don't get me to laugh on your screen, because I've been told I laugh too much wherever I find myself.
We love that.
I think I had aspirations when I was very young. I was very clear all the way back in secondary school on my career path. And out of all the 5 aspirations that I had, they were all things that were in the public space. So I had to engage. I had to be in front of people. I had to connect. So relationship management was something that was very key in all the dreams that I had. So because of that, I was very intentional with my associations all the way from secondary school. I was one of the busiest person you could ever find. I was in all social groups. I was in GUNSA. GUNSA is all about student leadership, about the United Nations, everything. When I got to the university, I joined ISEC. ISEC is about leadership. It's about entrepreneurship. So I have always been within the social group, within that networking group. And it brought me closer to careers of people who were leading in those careers, and looking up to them made it very easy for me to get to where I wanted to be. So that's effort very, very early in life to know what you want or need and begin to surround yourself with people that can help you get there. So that has been something that has pushed me to say maybe I got a bit closer to my spirit, but I'm not there yet, Sam. I still have a long way to go. Yes,
Hey,
I'm not there.
all right. So
Like
now
it's
you can see just the beginning. So, Doc, thank you so much.
Thank
We love
you.
you. We appreciate you. So the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's always exciting for me to join you on your stage every time I'm invited to do so. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Sam, are you able to see my screen? Please let me know. Yeah, I can see it now. Thank you very much. It's always exciting to come back. I have been on this stage in a number of times, and the feedback has always been good because my approach to engaging has always been to move away from the technical side and bring a lot of life to what we discuss. As leaders, everything we do is lived experience. We lead people, people follow us, so everything must be hands-on, must be very practical. So I like to bring a storytelling approach to what I do. And as we know, when we speak and use a storytelling approach, people are always able to identify, they relate, and they remember. So today we'll go into networking. And Sam said I was coming to teach. No, I'm not coming to teach. We will have conversation. We will see where we are in our lives and what we need to begin to do to project ourselves, having in mind some goals and some targets. So wherever you are, please grab a notepad, a pen, if you're able to, or anything, any device you have that you can type on. If you're driving and able to write, just find a way of keeping some key nuggets as we go through the slides. For me, whenever I engage, wherever I find myself, it's quality time for me. I don't walk away without any lessons. So let's be intentional about the hour and an hour and a half that we are spending here this evening and learn something new and begin to practice. As Sam said, I'm into investment, I'm into wealth management. So it's interesting to note the quote that was used to put me on the newsstand this week, that your network is your net worth, Walter Gale. And it's so important, we cannot ignore it. I mean, as an individual, you should be able to identify several people in your life that can easily and quickly open certain doors for you to get results. So having a network, quality in that network is very critical to what we do. Networking is not about just connecting with people. You must have something to give. You are connecting, you are expecting, you must also have something to give. So Michelle said networking is not about just connecting with people. It's about connecting people with people with people with people. So as you connect, you also begin to churn out those further connections. So within the next 40 minutes thereabouts, I would like to touch on the importance of connecting. So the why it is important for us, especially as leaders, because whenever we gather on this call, there's one factor that is common to all of us. We are leaders in whatever field that we are. How do we go about networking, and what are the types? Of course, depending on what your interest is in, the types are also very, very important. You have to be intentional about the group you find yourself in, and then the results you are expecting is what you get out of that group. So Medivh said something which struck me when I was preparing for this engagement this evening, that networking is for you to know where you want to go. It's very important. You don't just connect for connecting's sake, because connecting is investment. Connecting is your time, your resources. So you must know where you want to go and make sure that you connect with the right people, or you make sure that the people you are connecting with know where you want to go, or why you want to go where you want to go. And there's something I think I have shared on this platform before in my earlier engagements, that it's good to share your dreams. Okay? It's good to let people know what you want to do. It's the only way you can get help. So if you keep all your aspirations to yourself, it's difficult for people to guide you. You have to let somebody know you are looking for a job, and these are the areas you are interested in. And that's the only way you can be connected. So if we hold back and we don't share, it becomes difficult for us to grow as leaders. Somehow, the more you share, the more information and resources that are thrown your way. So let's learn that skill in sharing in such a way that you get results. But one other thing I also say about sharing, please share with the right people. Share with the right people. Share with people who have genuine interest in your growth. Share with people who are already doing the things you want to do. So it doesn't appear like it's a challenge or it's a competition for which they have to hold back information from you. So share and get the results. As I said, we want to be engaging, we want to be very interactive. Let's spend the next 2 minutes. You can drop this in the chat if it's okay. I don't know if, I'm sure we can see some and read. Maybe some can read for me, or I read it out myself. So wherever you are, what I have on the screen, it's a little exercise. Identify a personality on your wish list you would like to meet one day. We all desire to meet someone. We all desire to shake hands with someone. We all desire someone to know us by our name among the thickest crowd. Identify a personality. Whilst you are at it, list 6 individuals that are between you and that personality or your target. So let's see if some people will be bold to share something with us this evening. I can see your text in the chat room. You can be kind to let us know if this is something that will be very easy for you to do. If you struggle to do this, then there's a problem. So let's see if I can get some results in the chat room. If I can't, I have to put some on the stage to share something with us. So I'm going to keep quiet for 30 seconds and see if we can get some results. Identify a personality. List 6 people between you, or 5 people between you and that personality, the gatekeepers, people who can get you there. Sam, I'm not sure if you are seeing anything in the chat room that I am missing.
For now, I haven't seen anybody. Please go ahead. Just tell us one personality anywhere in the world that you would like to meet. And let's know between you and that person who are the people who know this person who can help you. All right. So I think I see David Ewuntoma says he wants to meet lawyer Abu Jinapo. Okay. So he wants to meet lawyer Abu Jinapo. All right. He doesn't tell us who are between. Yeah. And we have Gilbert. Sam says he wants to meet Joel Austin and Magdan, but actually don't know how to link. All right. So you have 2 there. Okay.
Right. Just to bring it home, it couldn't be the CEO of your organization. There are 600 of you in the organization. There are multiple branches. I mean, it could just be anyone at all that you wish you could get that close to. So this is an exercise we must all carry away and begin to spend some time.
Rosalind Pratt wants to meet Michelle Obama. Okay, so
Right.
Rosalind, from now to see Michelle, who are the closest people you can connect with? All right.
All right. Sam, we'll just have to move on. So thank you for engaging. At least we have something to think about. So let's see why it is important for us to network as leaders. I would like to base this on the theory of 6 degrees of separation. I'm sure as leaders, a number of us may have read about this theory one way or the other. There is the rule of number 6 in networking. And what it says is that all people are 6 or fewer social connections away from each other. What it simply means is that the distance between you and the person you really want to meet is 6 or less people. And it's largely based on the assumption that we as individuals or even institutions, we are so connected in ways that we don't even imagine. And usually what it takes is to start with the people closest to you that you know very well. But even that is knowing people who have the capacity, all the links to be able to get you through some doors or get you through some gatekeepers. So between you and that target, the theory says that there are 6 individuals or less. Look at Emily on our screen. I mean, she's so connected in ways that, or people are so connected to her in ways that sometimes all it takes is to find Emily and you can get to everybody else. Between Francis and Ryan, I mean, Francis can go through Larry and Larry can help Francis through Debbie Douglas. Debbie can connect Francis to Raja. Douglas can connect Francis from Larry to Raja and then to Ryan. And it's the same. So with a max of 6 people, you are able to get, which means that we must spend time investing in the networks that we build. So this is an American psychologist who developed this theory in the late 60s. So if we are using it in this current times, it means it's been tried and tested. So Stanley Milgram demonstrated that on average, any 2 individuals in the world are separated by 5. By the time you are adding your target, it's 6. So there is nothing like, I don't know anybody. There must be something you are not doing right for you to conclude that you don't know anybody. And when it comes to connecting, what is important is starting from the known to the unknown. Yes, you want to connect with Michelle Obama. You are in Ghana, she's in the US. There's no problem about that. So how to get to her is the unknown. So who do you have in your immediate connection that you can even begin to speak with to help you go through some gatekeepers to be able to get to that target? Everything must go with actions. So it's not enough to just dream about certain results as a leader. I've done quite a lot in my life to be connected in such a way that I can easily bring together 50 people in 30 minutes and for some results. And these are meaningful people that can help me get results. So networking is hard work. There's a lot of discomfort in networking, but it means that you must also sell something. There must be something about you. So when it comes to affecting the principle of connecting with others and finding all those connections, you must be relevant. You might be out there doing things that are seen. You must position yourself in such a way that it's easy to find you. So it comes to building a good profile about yourself. A number of us on this call may not be even on social media. I mean, as a professional, we are not on LinkedIn. That is the bad start for us. So LinkedIn is where all the action is as a professional. Or you are on LinkedIn, but you are hiding from the world. Your profile is in such a way that you are read about and nobody knows what you do. You upload a picture which doesn't say anything about you. So build a profile in such a way that when your name is keyed in, everything just points to you. When we are positioning ourselves, it's not just about individuals finding us. Progression usually happens within institutions. So we are either building a business for ourselves, or we are working for somebody, or we are in one group or the other. So whatever we do, we must be attractive to individuals and institutions, because that is where the engagement gets more exciting. And for me, very critically, is to be the best at what you do. Whatever you find as passion, whatever you find as your first love, please be so good at it so that it's easy to say, oh, if you want this done, that it is you and it is no one else. And I'll share a story with that. When it comes to networking or being identified as something, you don't always have to go knocking. Once you are relevant, once you have a profile out there, it's easy that people would rather come knocking at your door. In being the best at what you do, it's critical to have very unique skills. So just going through the universities and having the degrees, etc., it's okay, but it is not sufficient. What else are you bringing to the table? In networking, it's important to build quality connections or quality friendships. It's the quality that gets you the result. It's not really about the quantity. So it's not about the numbers. It's more about the effort in building quality in the few that you have. And please, when you are invited to a party, dance. Don't go solo. Don't just hide in the corner. You have to be seen. So dance. Let me share a very personal story. I'm sure those of you who are on social media and also in the corporate space, I'm sure you identify very clearly with the lady in white to the left and the lady in the middle as well. So this is what happened to me in September 2020, just doing what I do, writing. I have a blog and I was very active on that blog, posting articles every week. In September 2020, in receiving an appointment to become a facilitator teaching at the Ghana Institute of Securities and Investments at the Ghana Stock Exchange. In my excitement, I wrote a beautiful story that week, and I was just sharing my story. And it was a story about dreams I had, but then 20 years ago, that was in 2020, about being a facilitator at the stock exchange one day. It was because I admire Madam Elsie Adoawaji at the time, who is the current deputy governor at the Bank of Ghana. She was teaching us at the time, and I just love the gorgeousness to which she brought to the skill. And I told myself, wow, I want to teach one day just like her and dress and appear in lectures just like her. So I'm just sharing this story just to let everybody know that it's important to keep to our dreams. We connected in a very interesting way. Someone somewhere, I still don't know the person from the banking sector, picked that story from social media and just shipped it straight to Madam Elsie. So the following day, I had this call from one of my old clients, but then a data bank, who called me and said, "Hey girl, the article you wrote, do you know where it landed?" I was like, "Where?" "It landed on the desk of the person you mentioned it." I said, "Wow, you don't say." "Yes. And she wants to meet you right away." I said, "You don't say." She said, "Yes." One thing led to the other. I met her. The day I met her, Elsie Ajololo was also meeting her. And right away, she was like, "You need to, Ethel Ajolo," she said, I need you to stay very close to Ethel. She's doing things in the space for women and children, and I want you to stay close. So somehow, Ethel and I have remained that close. By January 2021, she had formed a network of female CEOs, and both Ethel and I are part of that network where she coaches and mentored us. By April 2021, just by being with her, I got enrolled on the Boardroom Africa. And for those of us who are female leaders on this call, it's a big platform for female leaders who are interested in board roles across the international countries. And this was just a session like this where she invited one of her good friends to talk to us about growth and positioning ourselves. And like I said, that we should all take some notes. I took notes. And once she mentioned TBRA, I noted it down. After the session, I went searching and I enrolled with them. By January 2020, I got appointed as a board apprentice with the African Visionary Fund in the USA, a philanthropic fund that is positioned between funders and those businesses, small businesses led by women that need funding. By 2021, 1 year after serving as a board apprentice, in my mind, I was just serving as an apprentice and then leaving after 12 months. But they retained me and gave me a full board member role. So as we speak now, I'm a full board member of the African Visionary Fund. By January 2023, the same month they conferred me, they nominated me to the Plus Global Fund as one of the nominees that shortlists female-led businesses in sub-Saharan Africa for funding. So look at what has happened along the years, 3 years. And it was just by doing something I do best, writing. Someone found it. And in the process, all this growth has happened through networking and having people who are very relevant to what I do. When it comes to networking, professionalism is very, very key. The world is such a place that you need to bring something to the table. It is not casual conversation. It is not business as usual. It is not, and I think, and so, okay. No, you must bring something to the table. And it means you must come as you, be authentic, okay? It is about you and that special thing in you that you are bringing. So don't pretend to be someone else around the table. Build and maintain a brand. Having a brand is so critical. We can't afford not to invest in brand building as a leader. And I know on a number of leadership platforms, they talk about brands and managing your brands and everything. You must have some identity. There must be something about you that is so attractive, people keep coming back. That is where you build the relevance as well. Know what it takes to move your cheese. You'll be stuck at that job for so long. You have dreams of moving on. Maybe what you are not doing is spending time to think about even how to move on. And in no time, December comes and January comes, then December comes again, and it is still the same. You haven't moved. A number of us don't even keep records of our achievements. Once we are done with this call, right after this call, I'm going straight to update my CV that I've engaged on this platform. And it's an evidence that everybody can pick to support my speaking engagement. Continuously update your CV. It's so important that when you are called anywhere, anytime, and you are asked for your updated CV, you have no excuse. Update it and have it handy to share. You might never know, and you don't want to miss that opportunity. When it comes to learning, there's nothing like, I am done with school. I am done with learning. There's no end to learning. And we can't afford to stop because the world is changing so much. Every time, every second, there's something new. Now it's all about AI. You are either part of it or you just get lost. So continuously, we must invest in building our competencies, our knowledge base. So just by joining this webinar every week, it's a good thing. But the question is, are we putting what we are learning every week into practice? When you have a role, please don't leave in your title. Work and get results so that the world remember you when you are gone. It's not about the title. It is, the title opens doors for you. But you must work and deliver in such a way that you are remembered, no matter how short you stay on the job. Too many of us are too content with our current levels, and it's a very sad reality. And it's important for us all to begin to spend some time and invest in self-discovery. There are some things you can't do for yourself. Somebody must guide you to find yourself. Everybody can do more than what they are doing now. We are all not there. I was telling some that I am nowhere near where I really want to be. So let's not be content with where we are. Let's aim for the next level. But there's so much. It's usually not even about the money per se, but it's just that room, that capacity to be doing a bit more and finding more joy in what we do. The more you do, the more you have, the more you can give back. And when you give back, you gain more. And that is where the world is moving now. People who are positioning themselves for impact. At the end of the day, leave a legacy. It's not just your name. Leave traces of things you are doing so you are remembered. We can't place less value on visibility when it comes to us being leaders. I mean, social media pays, no matter what we do. If it wasn't for social media, we won't be having this call. So none of us on this call can undervalue the relevance of social media. Please find some relevance in that and be present. Use the right platforms to achieve certain results for yourself, be it individual or as an institution or as a business you are running. Whenever you engage or you find yourself anywhere, even on this platform, just staying quiet is not enough. Speak up. You want to be heard, and sometimes it is that name that is even mentioned during an introduction that is expected. A lot of the time, we want others to speak before us. Speak up. You might never know who is in that meeting that will hear you. A lot of the things we do as leaders requires mental astuteness and self-mastery. So investing in your own health, investing in your own, mental faculty, investing in your own confidence and ability, and being good at something that you do usually is what you require for growth. In ensuring visibility, let me share another story with you. I received a very beautiful message not too long ago, about 3 weeks. No, it was long before then, but then the engagement happened on 27th of July. And it was from someone from the UK, Lady Elaine. I don't know her. She called and said she has a workshop coming on for small businesses led by women entrepreneurs, and she wanted me to speak on one of the topics, sources of financing and types of finances. So I asked her how she found me. Then she said, one of the MDs of the commercial banks here mentioned me, and I didn't know, I'm not connected to that person. So I asked her how the person got to know me. Then she said, oh, it's actually a connection of his he has with one of the savings and loans company, and the person seems to know me in the area that they were interested. So, oh yes, I know that person. Okay, so that may mean it. And she quickly went on to LinkedIn to check out my story. And she liked what she saw, and that's why she's connecting with me. I said, okay, all right, I'm available, so we can engage. And that opportunity alone got me into a bigger network of speakers that you can see on your screen that were there that day. And through that, I'm even beginning to get some result from those new connections. So look at where she found me. Yes, I was mentioned, but look at where she went to confirm my capacity, social media. So it's important that as leaders, we begin to do things targeted at our own growth. So let's look at how we will go about networking. I can see that my time is running out. It's important that we start from the basis, the points I mentioned about starting from who we know. But in identifying who we know, it's important that we are also known. So who knows you? And who do you know? When it comes to networking, especially for growth, it's not always about finding people to help you. You must also give something. You go to the table with something. So start from the basis by finding out about who you know that can help you. And at the same time, you must also be in the position to help. When it comes to building relationships, it's critical for us to connect when we are looking. I was on a platform at the end of July, and it's all women platform. We are about 320 across several African countries. And I was moderating a session on community development. And I liked one of the responses that one of the leaders, Dr. Rejoice, provided on the platform. That when we are looking for something, we must connect to get it. When we find that, we must remain in the connection. And when we remain in that connection, we must share the connection with others. And I found it to be so profound, because most of the time what tends to happen is that we are looking for the job, we find a job, and that is it. Sometimes we don't even go back to say thank you. So when it comes to relationship as described by Michelle, it's not a transaction that must happen one time. So you don't just come to this webinar one time and that is it. You keep coming till you get your results and you remain. So it's important for us to maintain our connections whenever we network. I'm an accountant as well. So auditing is something that we do every year. Please, it's important you audit your relationship. At some point, some of the networks, some of the connections will no longer be relevant for you. You need to move on. You need to clear and fill them with new connection. Because remember that everything you do is time and your resources. So you want to get value out of it every time. Networking is not something, as I said earlier on, that you just dream about and it happened. It is hard work. You have to practice it. Being on this call, Saturday, 7 o'clock, I'm sure there's somewhere else you would have loved to be on a Saturday night. But you are here. Attend workshops, attend conferences. Sometimes you don't have to be invited, but once there's an opening for you to participate, please join and get to know new people. When you find yourself in small groups, please speak up, practice small talks. That is where it starts with. You have to be able to express yourself. You have to be able to express your thoughts. You have to be able to stand by your points. So attending social events, and especially professional events. I'm sure a number of us on this call are professionals. So there's one thing or the other happening every time. I'm a Toastmaster and we have meetings almost every day. There's one meeting going on every day. So you really have no excuse not to engage and to practice. When you join a call like this, please be active. You can see names, people are dropping their names. A number of us will not even share our name and where we are calling from. Find someone and connect with the person because of what he or she said on the call. Let's look at the types. Now we've seen how it is done. As I said, it's important that you engage in such a way that you find results. We are leaders, so obviously there are a number of things that are of interest to us, socially, professionally, and everything else that comes with growing. We can't underestimate the relevance of social groups in our lives. Sam, please confirm I'm still in the meeting. Great, thank you. We can't underestimate the relevance of social groups in our lives. Somehow, the most common groups that a lot of us should belong to are our year groups. Some of us are there, but we rather remain quiet. Social ties gives us a sense of belonging. You have no idea what it means for someone to pick their phone and call you because they have heard something. You want to know that you are remembered and you are cared for in a certain way. As leaders, there's so much we go through in a very, this world of ours. It's an outlet for releasing stress. Yes, some of the posts and forwards may be stressful in itself, but there are a number of things that just get us laughing. We talk a lot about mental health. In our part of our world, we don't place a lot of currency on it until it gets out of the way. But just being with friends, just being in groups, or just being surrounded by people you are truly happy with improves on your mental health. There's a lot going on with us as leaders. we don't only engage in the working space, we also have the home and family to think through. So there are difficult situations in the home. Situations are difficult. You go to work, it's difficult. Everywhere is difficult. But these groupings are the ones that provide some foundation for some reason to continue living on this earth. So there is some purpose to our life on this earth. So as leaders, we must focus on both personal and professional. We can't do one and leave the other. So I feel very sad when some people tell you, oh, I'm 40 years. Personal development is not for me. You don't even confess things like that. And you have to continue growing. As a human being, we grow. So professionally, it's important for us to belong. And as leaders, it's important that we all hold some profession in addition to our degrees. It's our profession that will move us from one level to the other, even though the degrees are good foundation. Because the professional network supports our career development. You just have to share your need and your desire, and somebody directs you to grow. Being part of a professional association also improves on your own personal and career development. So you have all the professional, you have all the certificates. When it comes to career, there must be some guide from one person or the other. You become very competitive because you are ready for the next move. I mean, when it comes to redundancy, you are the last person that the organization thinks about because you are so relevant, you cannot be ignored. Yes, think locally, act globally. It's all about adapting as a leader. There are problems every day. Every day, the problems that are coming up are unique in their own ways. The only reason why you can succeed as a leader is to be able to adapt and think on your feet for results. So it's okay to belong locally, but I tell you, there's results when you connect internationally. So as you put yourself together in local groups, please find that reason to move into a bigger space that gives you connection to several African countries, several countries in this world as a simple request. And I get a lot of results from the Mihima platform that I belong to that has African leaders, female leaders from over 10 countries, and we are growing that numbers as well. And all you need is to drop a request, and it keeps coming from every country. And I also gain a lot by being a Toastmaster because we are in Central and West Africa, and it's just growing bigger and bigger. What happens is you begin to build a reputation across the region, and the opportunities begin to avail themselves, not just locally to you, but internationally. You are here and you receive a call to get some results on the international stage. In all of this, please let's remember that when it comes to engaging, there are rules. Please be sincere in what you do. It's not about greed. It's not about being selfish. It's not about getting. Be authentic in what you do. Demonstrate your real need and get that result. And please share, because somebody shared with you to get your result. So share as much as possible. You read an article that is so powerful, share. Why do you keep it to yourself? Somebody shared it with you in the first place. You know how to source money for businesses because you got one. Why do you keep it to yourself? Share. And when you begin to grow and wield some power, please use it thoughtfully, because it's important for us to preserve our reputation in this world. Please protect your alliance with the people who are able to get you results and deliver in your role. We can't play minimal on the relevance of effective communication as a leader, because you can't be an effective leader and you're not skillful at communicating, you should be open to opposing views, and you should be able to help people. And it's by combining negotiation skills and communication skills when it comes to leading. So yours is to able to manage the followers in such a way that you are able to give results to both sides. To conclude, time is always not too long on this call. I picked some thoughts again whilst I was preparing to engage with you this evening, from titled The Positive Power of Networking from Upskill Consulting. And in their research, when it comes to networking, what they concluded was that being real, being authentic is what draws people to you. So there's nothing about you that is a surprise to people. And having genuine relationship require work, because in connecting, you want to, you are being real. So you also want to find people who are real as well. But finding those genuine relationships require work. Action speaks louder than words. So you don't say one thing and do something else. You meet at a networking session. You exchange your complimentary card with someone. You tell the person, oh, I'll call you so we talk about this tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Mean it and do it. Building a community is so powerful. We can't underestimate the power of results. You belong, you are relevant, you get results, and you keep getting results, you keep getting results. So please belong. Everything about networking takes time. It's not a transaction, so it won't happen today. You know all your 6 people that can lead you to Michelle Obama today. No. You have to work hard and keep working hard at it. My very last slide, and I would like to share some few things I have learned over the years as I began this journey of intentionally connecting and remaining relevant. The first thing I have concluded is that don't be quick to say, sorry, I can't make it. Sorry, I won't come. Usually it's a thing that we say because there's a lot of discomfort to us in the first place to gather and be present. So we are very quick to say, nah, this is not for me. It's for people like you, just go. Because we feel it's a new crowd and we may feel lost. There's always the first time for everybody. There's always the first time of meeting someone in the lift. There's always the first time of feeling lost in a crowd. But there are skills to it. We feel we have nothing to say to a stranger. It is called table topics. Find something to talk about. It could just be the dress the person is wearing. It could just be the glasses she's wearing. It could just be her red lipstick. It could be just anything. Find something as a point of interest and speak about. For some networking events, it's quite stressful because you're on your feet throughout the session. So some people will say, nah, I just can't stay on my feet for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and so I won't go. There are a lot of displeasures in this world. For some, you don't need to feel like doing it, but you just have to do it because you need the results. Let's know that knowing people, it's important. So let's not be comfortable with just the people we know now. No, we need to know more people. So knowing people is important. Let's not shy away. And more importantly for me, let people know you. It is so important. Let people know you. And when you show up, please be heard, because you may never know who is listening or who is watching. Thank you so much for engaging with me this evening. I'm very active on social media. You can find me. We can begin networking from there. you might never know what will come out from them. So now I will take any questions that you may have. Thank you, Sam.
Wow. I know. And when Susie says that when you go to the party, please dance. Yes, I know she dances a lot. She dances a lot. Thank you so much, Susie. Great, great, great thoughts. I was writing so much, I didn't even realize the time was flying.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. Lots of nuggets, a lot of sharing, and I believe that people have learned a lot. So we'll take a quick break and we'll come back and see what you are saying. Please share your thoughts. What have you heard today that you want to go and apply? What have you learned about your behavior that you think you have to change? What have you learned today that you want to go and teach somebody? It's called the ACT principle of learning. What you want to apply, A, what you need to change, C, and what you need to teach. So share with us in the chat, what have you learned today to apply, to change, and to teach? We'll come right back and we'll be taking your comments. And don't go away. There's so much. You see that she had to run quickly, but there's so much you can share with us during the questions and answers time. Also share your experience with us. So Kofi, if you're there, let's take a quick break and we'll come back to see who is in the house. Thank you.
Navigating through life without a coach or a guide can be very deceiving, making you come to think that you have achieved the highest or the best you can ever, or you have made the best of decisions. But until you become navigating through life without a coach or a guide can be very deceiving, making you come to think that you have achieved the highest or the best you can ever, or you have made the navigating through life without a coach or a guide can be very deceiving, making you come to think that you have achieved the highest or the best you can ever, or you have made the best of decisions. But
all right.
Navigating through life without a coach or a guide can be very deceiving, making you come to think that you have achieved the highest or the best you can ever, or you have made the best of decisions. But until you become very intentional and take a good stock of your life, you would not realize that it's a mistake.
Pain helps you to come out of your comfort zone.
The law of intentionality and the fact that learning is a lifelong journey if you want to be significant. Emphasis on significance.
Previously, I used to be very unintentional about the things I do when it comes to my family, my work, my Christian life, and basically everything that I do.
In the pursuit of that growth, there are gaps. There are gaps that we need to conquer. These gaps include the knowledge, perfection, mistake, inspirational, timing, and assumption gap.
And I will encourage you to be part of CTL Africa's 15-week growth journey.
I encourage you all out there who need to live their life to be part of CTL Africa's growth journey.
Please take advantage of this program and your life will never be the same.
Thank you very much, CTL Africa, and continue to impact the world. God bless.
All right, thank you so much for that. Please, the growth journey, we're landing one group on Tuesday. There's another group still flying. So please, if you are interested in joining the growth journey, please fill up. It's only maximum 15 people. So if you're interested, please join. We've taken so many professional groups to through the 15 weeks of growth to help you to be intentional about your personal growth. Some of the things that Susie has shared with us today, you need to be very intentional about it. Maybe you're not good at networking. On the growth journey, we help you to draw up a plan how to grow in the areas where you need to grow to become a more effective leader. But thank you so much, Susie, a lot. And because the time is running, I don't want to go back to a lot of the great nuggets you've shared, but there are a few people talking. So let me see who is there. So many people on the call. All right, let me see who is here. Okay. Right. I see Marshall Note is here. Okay, train with Mash from Legon. Isaac Ayuku is here. He says, may I know some of the factors to consider when conducting relationship audit? So you mentioned that, you need to audit, take some people out, cross them off, bring new people. So what do you consider when you have to do that? Let me see if there's another question so that you can add that. Okay, this from Willie saying, join the session from Pobiman. Great lessons. Sam, thanks. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can get one more question for Susie. Okay, it says, well said. Teka Cameron Taki is here. Teka from Canada. Thank you so much. Says this was great. All right. Gifty Adikusi is here. You're trying to write something. Okay, find something. Okay, she's sharing her lessons. Find something to talk about. And yeah. What? Okay. I'm trying to. Okay, then Gifty is asking, how do I become a member of Toastmasters? Just take these two before we go too far. And I'm picking a few questions. Susie.
Sam, you are president of a Toastmasters club, so I'll leave that question to you to answer. So I'll answer that.
I'm not on the stage. You are on stage. Anyway, go ahead.
So relationship audits, it's something that you would have to pause and do an assessment. It's something that I usually do at the beginning of the year. There are a number of things I do within the first week of every year, because that is where the energies arrived. The New Year resolutions are up and you want to do a lot of new things. You must begin to ask yourself some questions. What are the new parts you want to churn out that year? What are the new areas you want to focus on in terms of growth? Then you look at the connections that you have now, or from the previous year, and you're asking yourself some very tough questions. And you have to be this is you. You are not pretending about your association. You have them. So you're asking yourself very tough questions. So these people I have in my life that I call my connection, are they helping me to succeed in any way? When I reach out for conversations, do they make the time to listen and to guide me? When I'm looking for something to get done and I reach out to them, are they resourceful? Because somehow somebody can get to some result, and that's why you are reaching out to them. Are they resourceful, and are they putting in the effort to get me through that post so I can get the results? Is the person really there for me when I need them most? And for me, you must also see some relevance in the connection. So where the person is at now, are my career aspirations still in that line? Or I have found some new passions and I need to chart some new path, which means I have to build on new relationships. So it's a personal audit you have to do. Nobody can do it for you. Well, sometimes coaches can help you because coaches are able to tease out your connections and asks you why you feel you must remain connected to this person and why they think you must let this person go. That is if you are bold enough to share. So if it's something you can't do yourself, you should be able to get some guidance from people like Sam who can help you do some audits. And even by engaging, you'll be surprised at the new connections they'll add to you because they are in that space. So please, it comes back to you to know what you are looking for, where you want to get to, and begin to say, okay, this person is still relevant. Let me keep that person. Okay, this person is really not getting me anything. I is now beginning to feel like competition and all that. So it's okay to just let go. So that is how you go about it. It comes back to you. Some you answer the questions on Toastmasters because you are a Toastmaster now.
Thank you so much, Susie. I think there is Grace also who is asking how to become a Toastmaster. A few people, I will answer that. A few people are sharing what they're learning, so that's great. This is not networking, it's not only about what you get, it's also about what you bring to the table. That's good. Somebody says, I have to update my LinkedIn. That's great. And remaining relevant in networking, that's great. Being known positively in social media, great. Teka says authenticity is key. Get to know people for who they are and not what they can do for you. It goes a long way. Be genuine and serve. I love this session. Thanks for sharing. Great. All right. Marshall McNulty lesson, do more to earn more in order to give more. Great learnings there. Okay. All right. So how do you become a Toastmaster? Susie helped me to become a Toastmaster, and she's my mentor. As a senior Toastmaster, she's always guiding me. So I wanted her to answer. But it's great to be a Toastmaster. Since I became Toastmaster, I've had so many very valuable connections. It's very simple. I tell people there's a whole platform of information, of knowledge about leadership, about public speaking that you get, once you become a member. Apart from that, you join a club and you are now a member of Toastmaster everywhere. So you can join every Toastmasters meeting. As Susie said, every day there's one club meeting or the other. So it's a great opportunity. You can join Toastmasters wherever you go when you travel. What I love about it is the competitions. It's so interesting that you have competition on speeches, on so many things that helps to build your confidence. So please just drop me a hi. I would ask Richmond or Kofi to put my number in the chat. Just reach out. It's very easy. You contact me or anybody, and then we just register you. The cost is very easy. I tell people, for leaders, if you're spending just $10 every month just on your personal growth and the network, is amazing. And that's what all you need, Toastmasters, just $10 a month. Okay, that's all. So please just connect with me, and then you join the club, and then we will take it from there. We'll have people to guide you, to mentor you, and you won't regret it. Within a month or two, the same day you come, they will make you a president, like they did to me. All right, so that's it. Rosalind Pratt is saying, what to apply, networking is intentional activity. Know what you want and where you want to go before seeking out the right connections. That's great. It is just like my greatest career aspiration. Okay. Willis Kwaku says, thank you very much. So amazing a presentation. My take, let people know you when you find yourself in a special place like this platform, and be consistent. Yes, Willie is always here too. Even to my updating one CV, being intentional. Okay, so those are great learnings people are taking. And thank you, Doc. And Mom, which I prefer. All right. And Timby, Makobi, I have learned not just to connect locally, but internationally. Great. Ajua Akumia Boating Ado. He said, please, what are your thoughts on building friendships with other leaders at work? So that's one question. I'm looking for questions. There's so much. So building friendship at work. I wanted also to ask, so put that, some of the dangers, the challenges in networking that we should watch out for. We have a few minutes to share about that. So, and then what to change, never leave conference without personally engaging. That's Rosalind. Thank you so much. We'll build and apply the table topic strategy. Okay, that's great. Adubia AEC, thanks so much, Dr. Susie. Learned some relevant nuggets, updating my CV, speaking engagement, something I will start. All right. How do you connect to international groups, Susie? So that's a question. How do you connect to international groups? So add that. I have a business consulting targeted at diaspora, starting or growing businesses in Ghana. And my greatest challenge is how to link up with diasporan groups. So that's a rare need there. Okay. Okay, I'm looking for another question. How do you execute a relationship audit? I think you've just addressed that without coming across as not at haughty. All right, so that's another danger there. Let me see if there's any more questions. Okay, so let's address those ones and we'll come back to Nicole. Yes.
Okay, all right. Let me speak on the one on friendships at the workplace. So we are the workplace to get results for the organization. It's not a party place. We are expected to contribute. Businesses are not charities. Businesses expect result. So there is some level of friendship that is expected. That is not too much of the social. Of course, that social is also there. But the focus for all leaders at the workplace is to find relationship in two critical areas: a mentor and a sponsor. When you are at the workplace, you must have a mentor. You must also have a sponsor. At a certain level of your career progression, what you need is not a mentor. What you need is a coach, because the coach can guide you in what you want to do. So those friendships are built around professional conversations that you hold with your mentor, someone who is guiding you almost every day and helping you grow in ways that can help you meet your own career and professional aspiration. Your sponsor is the one that has you on mind every time. And they have you on mind because of who you are and how relevant you are to the organization and how relevant you are to the growth of the business. They have you in mind because of your skill sets. They have you in mind because of your capacity. They have you in mind because you are responsible and you are responsive. So they are the ones who are quick to let you know about opportunities that are coming up and how you must position yourself to get that. So there's a new role that is coming up, and it's in one of the Francophone regions, and it requires that you must be able to communicate at a certain level in French to be able to get that role. Or there's a role that is coming up, and you now need to move from the back end to the front end, because now you have to be engaging with a lot of people. But the person identify a gap in what you have in terms of engagement. So the person tells you, I need you to enroll in a French school. I need you to join a public speaking club and build out some additional skills. So that is someone who has you in mind and can prepare you for the next job. So for me at the workplace, those are the quality friendships I want to build. Of course, the social ones are there, lunchtime, hug, but you want to connect in a way and build friendships at the workplace in such a way that it is helpful in moving you forward on the career path, so that it's not just casual conversation all the time and you're not getting anything out of it. So please find those mentors. If you haven't been assigned, some organizations are very good at it, they assign. Approach someone and tell the person, I need you to mentor me because I think you are doing things I would like to do. And find sponsors as well. The second one, you want me to talk about challenges in networking, right, Sam? I think that was one of the questions. The main challenge I find, it's for a number of us are reluctant to talk to strangers. And it's usually the case that you don't know how to break the ice. There's a skill to breaking the ice. And you are able to break the ice because somehow you have a story bank. And building a story bank means you must move from just seeing things, but rather observing things. So out of observation, even just going out for a walk in the morning, you are not just looking at things. You are observing things and building some stories out of that. On this call, you are not just hearing what Sam and I are saying, but you are beginning to process it because you are listening to it. You are taking down notes, and there are things you do. And through that, you are building experience, you are building story. So the next time you see Sam and I somewhere, you haven't met us physically before, you remember something that was said here, and that is what you pick on. You break the ice and you begin to talk. There's that golden rule of, I think, a minute or two that you must be able to break that ice and get so connected. So a number of us are very uncomfortable speaking with strangers. And that's the reason why we have challenges when it comes to networking. The second for me, it is the discomfort of moving out of your comfort zone. As I said, it is hard work. For instance, a number of us,
not to cut you, Susie, but somebody says,
yes.
How do you get the results when it is actually in conflict? Networking is in conflict with your temperament. So some of us feel we are introverted, so we cannot. So when you talk, break the ice and talk, and those of us who are introverted, what do we do? Anyway, I just wanted to chip that in for you to.
So you know, at least you know you have a problem. So that is a good start. So you know you have a problem. So you need to work on that. And sometimes, even because you know you stammer, is the reason why you join a group that is into talking or speaking, because you want to be able to improve on that. So you know you are an introvert, but you know there's a positive side of being an introvert as well. But you know what you have is not helping you grow, and you want to be able to move from that level. So it is you humbling yourself, knowing that I have a problem I need to work on. So humble yourself and begin to engage to get that result. For some things, you have to work on yourself first before you can be guided. The other thing that I think is a challenge for some people is that they may feel that they are a bit too pushy in getting results. Yes, a number of people are too strong in building relationship. So they want it all. They are in your face. They are sending you so much information at the same time. When you do that, you repel the relationship. It won't happen. Because you must know that you need to give some room for some trust to be built, some comfort to be built before you can begin to engage at a certain level. You don't start straight away by calling someone, oh, my dear, my sweetheart, and all that. When this is the first time you're meeting the person in a professional space and you want to be able to build some professional relationship, you don't move so quickly into the social space. So it begins to feel like, okay, this is going to be a waste of my time. So I rather not make time for it. So it comes back to us to know what we really want and to get the results out of it. So those are some of the things. First, you have to be available. Networking is hard work. I don't joke about it. There's a lot of discomfort. You get to do things when you are really not ready to do those things. There was a question on connecting with international groups.
Yes.
Yes. So it is good you have mentioned this. Reach out to me. You say international groups in the diaspora space. So I have some connection there I could share with you. And then I'm sure some can also help. So sometimes it's all about you letting people know what you want to do. And bam, you are in that space. So it's good that you've mentioned it to share. So how to connect or how to find is to ask. Whatever platforms you find yourself on, or just ask. You might never know who will be out there that will give you the results. So some of the things, I think I have. I don't know if I mentioned, left anything out.
No, I think you've exhausted all the questions, and so soon our time has run out on us when we're enjoying, and there's so much to share, but we want to respect your time and the time of our participants because it's 8:30, and so we want to leave you to give us your closing remark. But before then, there's some nice lady from Switzerland. Let me check in what she has to say before you give us your closing remark. Hey, Sarah, how are you?
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm doing very good. But
any questions for Susie? Comments?
Yeah,
actually, so she can add it to her closing remarks.
Yes, I was going to comment on this issue about temperaments and the different personality, and Susie has already taken that up. So that is great. So I'll just want to say a big thank you to Susie for really giving us lots of nuggets. And my takeaway is to update my CV. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you
so much. Not just your CV, but your profile picture as well, your power picture. A number of leaders, you ask them for photos for you to use for something, and a lot of us don't have anything. Selfies are not power photos. So be ready as a leader. You might never know what opportunity is waiting for you.
Great. Thank you so much. Your final words.
My final words. Leadership is sexy, but it comes with a lot of hard work. I mean, when you call yourself a leader, you must be living it. You must have everything that it takes. You must be very open-minded in learning. So webinars like this are very good for us. Like I said, there is new information every day. So we might not feel we have it all, and there's nothing new to learn. There's nothing about being a leader and being poor at communication. And when it comes to communication, it's both written and spoken and engaging as well. So we must invest in learning the skills when it comes to effective communication. And like we've heard, networking is very critical, but you must have something to sell. You must position yourself in such a way that you have something to offer. Let me just put it that way. At the end of the day, please have a goal in mind, because there must be reasons why you are doing something. So it's important to note your goal. It's important to identify your next level. And that is the only way you can begin to associate in ways that will give you that result, whether it's a social networking that can give you that result, or a professional networking, or a local or international one, so that time is very relevant. Please avail yourself. Please continue to learn. Please keep records of your credentials and the things that you are doing beyond your certificates. Wishing you all the very best as you continue to grow as a leader in whatever field that you are in. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so very much, Doc, for those amazing words. I want to thank you so very much. As always, you are always giving us great lesson. And maybe Gifty Adukisi is our best connector this evening. She's made so much comments. And Ajwa dropped in the last one, how to find a sponsor. You have to be very intentional. You don't have to wait for them to discover you. Sometimes in the workplace, some people may discover you, but you have to be very intentional. If you need, look around, who are the people who can help you and help open the doors. On that note, I want to thank everybody. It's been great connecting with all of you. A lot of conversations going on the platform today because it's a networking day. And we appreciate all of you for coming. Until next week, when we bring you another great speaker to learn and to grow, let's say tomorrow, let's go give thanks to God. And God bless all of us. And see you tomorrow. Thank you again, Susie, for a great presentation. Bye-bye to everyone.
Hello, dear leader. My name is Samuel Eyim, Chief Leadership Coach at the Center for Transformational Leadership in Africa, CTL Africa. And I have an important invitation for you. Why are some nations developed and thriving, while others are underdeveloped and struggling? Why are some businesses flourishing and others languishing? Why are some churches growing and others dying? These are important questions for leaders. So are you a leader? At what level are you leading? What impact are you making? What is your understanding and concept of leadership? The way you think about leadership is the way you do leadership. And as John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the cause, all others are the effect. So, at the Center for Transformational Leadership, we've created this program to help you transform your understanding of leadership. This program is going to be based on John C. Maxwell's book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. As a John C. Maxwell certified coach, I'm going to walk you through these laws, and we're going to give you exercises and activities around these laws to help install a new transforming concept of leadership for you. This will change the way you do leadership completely. So I invite you to check our website and our social media pages and to register for the Leadership Mindset and Asset program. This program is on 2 levels. The first level is understanding the laws of leadership, where we are going to walk you through the laws of leadership in 3 to 5 days. And this will give you the foundations of leadership. The second level is walking the laws of leadership. Here, we take you through a 15-week journey through the laws of leadership. Every week, you will have opportunity to study one law, apply the law throughout the week, meditate upon it, do the exercises, and regroup with other like-minded people who are learning the laws of leadership, exchange ideas, and share your lessons. So do not miss this opportunity. Register now for the Leadership Mindset and Asset program.